So, what do you do when you are an experienced expert and you want to be paid more? In this video, I am going to answer that. So, we're going to be going into 3 to 4 thought patterns that are keeping Black women from high ticket takeoff. So, in this conversation, I am going to be navigating what we actually go through when we know we should be charging more in our business, but we can't figure out how to actually do it. So, in this conversation, my goal and objective is that you awaken to what you're doing to keep yourself from ascending. Why? Because we already have enough external pressures for us to stay where we are. So, historically speaking, in a society like ours, in a capitalist society that we have here in the United States, it is the easy button to say, okay, well, we're having tough economic times. So, Black people and Black women need to be willing to be paid less because they need to be good community members. And it is implied that whenever we have market constriction, that we are the people that will then say, hey, we have to be empathetic and we have to be mindful and we have to charge less because people are just going through things. But when we look around, we don't see that mirrored in other cultures and other societies. So while they are expanding and hoarding wealth, we're shrinking and we're in our feelings and we're thinking about, how we can show that we care about other people by earning less. And that is not true, right? You could care about a lot of groups, but you could care a lot more when you have the money to give to those groups, right? So let's not get bamboozled, okay? My mama used to say that word. Let's not get bamboozled in this situation and recognize that we are high level, high value expert and we deserve to be paid. So you can already see what type of time I'm on. If this is your first time on this space in this channel, I want to introduce myself. My name is Bria Hash. I'm the Black Woman Sales Strategist, and every single time I show up in your life, in your world, on your timeline, on your feed, I'm here to remind you that Black women deserve to earn. Point blank, period. And I'm really here because I want you to get as much money as you can handle. So I'm here sharing with you these sales strategies, these mindset shifts, these awakenings, and these openings so that you can earn more in your business simply because you deserve to. All right. So let's go ahead and jump into the conversation that we are having today that is about high ticket premium offers. So this is going to be a part of a series that is going to be coming out, our Black Women Sell Premium Offers series, because we are absolutely focusing on offers. Why are we focusing on offers right now? Because I recognize that a lot of Black women should be earning more. However, because we don't have the containers to earn more, meaning that we've been thinking about our offers, been thinking about upgrading our offers, been thinking about how we should be representing ourselves in the marketplace. But because the technical offers are not there, we continue to do what we've known to do, which is to charge, mid to low ticket offers for services that we should be paid much more for. So why would you be paying or getting paid $500 for something you should be paid $50,000 for? I'm here to change that. To do that, we have a couple of solutions right now. So we are having our Premium Expert Offer Masterclass right now. So we're having it this month. If you're interested in joining us there will be a link in the description for you. So in this masterclass, you are going to learn how to build, to price, and to sell your premium expert offer that will get you clients that are paying you between $10,000 and $25,000. And if you are hearing me right now and like you are at the super expert level, or you're somebody who does not have a lot of time, or you just know this is not your lane and you will hold yourself back, I am actually having our Born to Sell Premium Expert build out sessions and intensives that are coming up in just the next month. Now, these are limited space because this is one-on-one work that we do together where I will build out your offer for you, providing you the pricing, the unique selling points, your client description, your offer description, your selling messaging, and also provide you a custom funnel sales map to go along with your offer so that you can sell it immediately coming out of the gate. Both of those links are going to be below. But the first one is pick your price. The second one is a premium price offer because we will be working one-on-one. Those links are going to be below, so take action on them. Now let's go ahead and jump into the 3 patterns that are keeping Black women from high ticket takeoff. The very first point that I have in this video, and y'all know I like participation. So if you haven't typed in ready to receive, go ahead and type in ready to receive in the chat. Let me see it. This is letting me know that you're ready for this information. Also hit me with the number 1. The first thing is that you are letting the area of help blind you from your area of excellence. So let me tell you what this means. So a lot of the times as Black women in business, because we're so empathetic and because we want to help people so bad, we think about our offers in the terms of they really need this. Okay, so they really need this. They really need me to help them with their finance. They really need to get better with the way they eat. They really need whatever it is that you offer, insert your offer outcome. instead of you thinking in terms of they find value in this. Why is this so important? So when you think about the area of help for your audience, the area of help that they need the most, a lot of the times it's misaligned with your area of highest value, because a lot of people need help, but that doesn't mean that they're willing to spend or that they find value on the thing. I'm gonna give y'all a good example of this. So I often see this in the financial industry, specifically with Black women in business. We will then say, oh, well, these people, they're financially illiterate. We really need to help them in this area. But what you don't recognize is that what you're choosing to lead with in that area of help is also the area that they're least likely to pay for. So if I am a customer and I am in financial distress, I am not then going to pay you $10,000 to fix my problem. My area of help is not the same as my area of value. Okay. So we have to start thinking about our offers in different ways. Why? Because price follows value. So if you have an offer and you want to charge more for it, you cannot think about just the area that the person needs help in. You want to think about the area of the offer that they're going to find the most value in. It is low hanging fruit to pick where you can help them the most instead of actually thinking about where they will find more value, because you're running a business. All right. So it's easy to lead with your heart. It's easy to have a beating heart. It is more challenging to run a thriving business. Now, let me move on to my second point. So, my second point, y'all hit me with the number two. If y'all with me in this video, you still following along. This plays into our first point. Number one, we're talking about patterns, right? So when we're talking about patterns, these are like cyclical effects. So each of these points that I have today are going to be related to each other. So we are letting our emotions override the economics. We're letting our emotions override the economics. So instead of us building sustainable offers, a sustainable business, we're focusing on affordable offers and comfort zone offers. Why are we doing this? Because yes, it's easier for our customers, in our opinion, for them to have affordable offers, but it's also our comfort zone. So a lot of times when you're on the ascension from mid or low ticket offers to high ticket offers, your body can already feel the discomfort in the ascension. It can already feel that question mark zone that you are going to enter, where you question, will people actually pay for this? Will people actually buy this? So therefore we lean a lot more into our emotions and we make excuses about it. So instead of building a business or offers that will sustain our business over time, because we can look and recognize, hey, the offers that I'm using right now in my business are not going to sustain me. They are not bringing in enough revenue for me to actually thrive and do the things I need to do to hire, to expand, to market. We will then lean into our emotions that will then say, well, I'm going to stay right here because it's more comfortable for me to stay right here. Or I'm going to stay right here and I'm going to hope that I begin to take off here. When the truth is, you just need to expand your offers and you actually need to charge way more for them. Sometimes 10x the amount that you're charging right now. I'm going to tell y'all right now, affordability is not your problem. You're going to hear me say this over and over again, and I'm not being callous when I say this about our customers. But affordability is a personal issue. Why? Because affordability is subjective. And it is not up to you to manage someone else's affordability. It is up to you to manage how much cash flow and revenue your company needs to bring in. This has no respect of person. So I am not changing or updating the pricing in my company based off of what one individual in Idaho can do for me, because that doesn't make me any difference. What does make me difference is having offers that are priced across the board in a way that will sustain my business and my company. And if I'm in an emotional pattern where I am allowing my emotions to override my logic, or my emotions to override the economics of my company, I won't have a company. And that's why it's so important for us to recognize this now instead of later. All right. Now I'm going to go ahead and move to my second point, because I kind of touched on that comfort zone, or excuse me, my third point. I kind of touched on that comfort zone, but I really did not lean into that a whole lot. And I think we got to talk a whole lot more about that. So my third point for the three patterns that are keeping Black women from high ticket takeoff, because I want us to experience that takeoff, is that we're reaching for our comfort zone. All right. Now let's be honest. Going from a $500 offer or a $2,000 offer when you should be paid $20,000 for your offer is uncomfortable. Point blank, period. It is uncomfortable to transition from this space to the next space. And even more, it will behoove you and everybody else watching this video to recognize it's not only uncomfortable, but you don't actually know how to do it. That's why you haven't done it yet. Because you tell me who is charging $500 to $2,000 for an offer that you could charge $20,000 for? Why wouldn't you just charge a $20,000? But it takes a lot of at bats to get to the point where you can charge $20,000 for your offer. I'm going to be honest. Like when I started my business, I like 10 years ago, 10, 11 years ago, I knew that I could charge a lot of money for my offer. I knew that there were people who charge a lot for their offers. $10,000, $20,000. I will go to like different people that were in the sales industry and I will click their links in their bios and I will go and see how much they were consulting for. And I could not imagine charging $750 for an hour. I couldn't imagine it because I came from the virtual assistant industry where it was a big deal to get paid $60 an hour. Most virtual assistants that I was working with were getting paid $18 an hour, $20 an hour. I was the virtual assistant that was the outlier in that space, getting paid $60 an hour for my work. So even I was pressing the envelope where I was centered, but I still didn't have it in my mind I could get paid $750 at that point in time, or at least I didn't know how. It was a very not only challenging but an uncomfortable journey to getting to the point where I can now charge thousands of dollars per hour. It was not easy because I did not know what I was doing. I did not have an example of entrepreneurship. And if you're anything like me, you're charting the course on your own, right? So it is uncomfortable to transition from that to this. But we cannot continue clinging to our comfort zone just because it is familiar to us. Yes, when we put out an offer, it is probably our default mechanism to go back to our previous price of our offer. That is what's likely going to happen. So if I told you today, hey, I need you to go and write an email to your list and to sell your offer. You are likely going to go to whatever normative price you are used to selling that offer. And I'm not talking about the price that's on your website because some of us be faking. Like we got the price that is on our website, but then we have our comfort zone pricing that we lean into whenever we need to sell an offer. Listen, if you lean into your comfort zone every single time you are needing to sell your offer, you're going to stay in that same pricing and tier market. You have to literally help yourself to engage with the discomfort so you can break out of it. I'm talking about the discomfort of the question mark valley of I just put this thing out there. Are people going to respond to it? Are they not buying because the price is too high? I got an answer for that too. I don't know. I'm not going to talk about in this video, but if you are questioning if people will purchase your offer because the way it's priced, I'm going to tell you check two things. That's your audience and then also your value. And I'm talking about the ROI for your customer because there is no price point that is inaccessible to us, but we do have to be responsible for the outcomes and who we're actually targeting to receive that price back from our offer. We covered that in the masterclass. So if you are not signed up for the Premium Expert Offer Masterclass, you need to go ahead, click the little link that's going to be somewhere down here. I don't even know how to use all these description boxes, all these things, but I'm gonna make sure it's a link there so you can be in the class and understand how to price your premium offers and how to make sure the value is there for them. But it is absolutely uncomfortable. And because as like natural human beings, we are looking to move towards pleasure and away from pain. That discomfort of not knowing if that offer is going to sell at that level, because we have to provide for ourselves, because we have to make sure our business is flowing, is enough to keep some of us from actually ascending. So much so that we just keep on doing this little eke and tweak, eke and tweak, eke and tweak. We go from $500 to $550, $550 to $1,000, when really we should be going from $500 to $5,000. We do the eke and the tweak because it is so uncomfortable to actually make that ascension when you don't know how to do it. Now, let's move on to the last point that I have for this. So I said I had 3 patterns. I actually have 4 patterns. The 4th one is that we have dysregulated nervous systems that do not allow us to ascend. So I mentioned it before, our need to support ourselves, our need to earn money, our need to actually be able to bring in income. A lot of the times is going to be connected with our feelings of safety. Like, do I feel safe in my body? Do I feel safe in my business? Are my needs met? And let's just keep it real for a second. I'm gonna sit back for a second. We are in a world right now that does not support our safety, especially as Black women, where we are consistently receiving messaging of danger, whether it be of war or economics or whatever it may be. And the truth is, our present reality may not have shifted at all. But when you are in a society that messages to you that you are unsafe, that benefits and profits off of you feeling unsafe, whether the stock market is going up and down, whether media companies are, merging or thriving because of our feelings of dissafety or unsafety, it is very challenging as a business owner with the nature of business plus the world that we're in to live in a regulated nervous system state. But I am telling you, if you want to ascend to your next level of earning, you are going to have to block out the external messaging about yourself and begin to engage in communion with yourself, so much so that the only thing that you know is the truth of you, that you are safe, that you are capable, and that you are able. Let me check my notes to make sure I got everything that I needed to get. I wrote here, you are going to have to rewire your entire brain and body response to pressure and stress, and remind yourself that it is safe for me to ascend. So you're going to have to start saying to yourself, it is safe for me to ascend. Y'all, the nervous system has such a large role in our ability to feel anchored and grounded in any moment. But especially when we are taking ourselves from earning level to earning level, we have to recognize that we are moving to different vibrational resonances when we go from earning at a lower level. I'm not saying it's lower vibration completely, but we're earning at a lower normalized level to a level that most people never touch. See, a lot of people want to talk about, high ticket and premium offers, but they're not willing to actually address the responsibility that comes with it. You are earning in one transaction what some people earn in a year or what some people earn, in a quarter. That requires you to have a mature relational system with yourself and with your business. So if you are here right now and you are thinking and saying to yourself, I know that it is time for me to ascend. I know that it is time for me to move forward. I hope that one of these points helped you today to begin to see yourself and to see the patterns that you're creating for yourself that are keeping you from ascending, that are keeping you stuck. Because at the end of the day, there are no limits on you. Okay? You meet no one but yourself. And so as you think, so you will be. So if you are stuck in a space you don't want to be in, even when it comes to your earnings, I'm not just talking about spiritually, I'm not just talking about physically, I'm talking about financially. If you are stuck in a space you no longer find to be valuable to you, you have the ability to disrupt the pattern, but you first have to be able to acknowledge it. You first have to be able to acknowledge. So let's listen. We have come to the end of this video here. If you are not signed up for our Premium Expert Masterclass, you can do so right now by clicking the link that is in the description. If you want me to build your offer for you, all right? And you were saying, Bria, I need you as my sales strategist to, pull up the sleeves, put on the elbow grease, and make sure that I have an offer that is good to sell and that I am ready to sell, then you are going to want to be a part of the Born to Sell experience. But I'm telling you right now, if you are here, you are listening, and you want to dip your toe in so you can learn how to build, price, and sell premium offers, make sure you're at that masterclass. You want to do it now at the time that you see this video because you do not want to miss the next masterclass. Y'all, I love you. I mean it. Until next time, peace out.